This is number 4 from the Target 4 homework proofs in your packet. I don't have the picture, but you can just follow along on your own packet. So I'm going to go ahead and list out my givens first as my step 1. I know that P is parallel to R and T is parallel to V. So P is parallel to R and then T is parallel to V. The reason for that is just a given. Okay, so step 2, I'm going to just start making some observations here. I'm trying to get to 1 and 2 being congruent. Let's see, I can't jump from 1 to 2. I can't go across diagonally like that. I have to either go from 1 to 3 or from 1 to 4, sideways or down. So I'm going to go from 1 to 4 here. I'm just going to go down. And I can see that 1 and 4 are in the same position as each other. So I'm going to say that 1 and 4 are corresponding angles. And that's just an observation I'm making with my eyes, so that's just the definition of corresponding angles. Abbreviating a lot here. Alright, so then step 3 is trying to make a connection between those two angles, now that I know what their relationship is. I know that corresponding angles are congruent. There's a theorem that states corresponding angles are congruent when you have parallel lines. And I do have parallel lines, so I can say angle 1 is congruent to angle 4. It's the corresponding angles theorem. Alright, and then I created an if-then statement, basically saying that if 1 and 4 are corresponding angles, then they are congruent. So I can draw an arrow. Alright, so step 4, I'm going to make another observation now. I'm going to go ahead and move all the way to 2, because I have a relationship now between 1 and 4, so I can make an observation with 4 and 2. So 4 and 2, looking at those are actually also in the same exact position as each other. So I'm going to say that 4 and 2 are also corresponding angles. And I just made that observation with my eyes, so that is also the definition of corresponding angles as my reason. And then step 5, go ahead and make a connection between those two. Just like in step 2 to 3, I'm going to say from 4 to 5 that 4 and 2 are congruent, just like I said that 1 and 4 were congruent. So 4 and 2 are congruent because they're corresponding. So the reason here is just that corresponding angles theorem again. And I can make another arrow here because I created an if-then statement. And then step 6, like a lot of these, I'm just using my transitive property to bring it all together now, because I said that 1 and 4 were congruent, and then I said that 4 and 2 were congruent. So I can finally say with my transitive property from this and this that 1 and 2 are congruent, or 1 is congruent to 2. And that's from my transitive property. That came from steps 3 and 5. And I'm done.